Okay. What was that? Why is that in the background? Hmm? My phone? Alright. Here is our situation currently. There's a enhanced risk for severe weather today. Did have a... Oh, we got a new one. We just got a new one during the intro. Just outside of Dubuque here in Iowa. And bad memories over here towards northern parts of Chicago as we're starting to see more flash flood warnings. So this might get interesting. I'm gonna have to probably make another window for cameras. So here we go again. But those of you that are here, hopefully y'all are doing well. Okay. So first, let's get a look at this warning that we missed. Am I on the right radar site? I think this is like the part of Iowa that has the big radar hole in it. Kind of looks like the last one that had the warning on it. There's our signature right there. It's not the tightest signature, but it's I would say it still warrants a warning at least. Gate to gate isn't all that incredible. I'd say it's about maybe 50 miles an hour, so it's on the lower end of the spectrum. It could increase. This is right within that little 5% area, which I'll show you guys real quick. Wait a minute. No, is this in Illinois actually? Or did I read this wrong? Oh wait, yeah, I did read that wrong. Okay. Oh well. That happens sometimes. Yeah, this is still in Iowa. Okay, I think I figured... Oh wait, I figured out the mistake. This is still within the slight risk, but not within the tornado risk. Tornado risk is still off to the west. Okay, that makes sense. Only human. I'm only human, and there's so much me to go around. And so much of my brain to go around. So we'll have the music on in a minute. We'll go on from that point. This warning, by the way, does have 2-inch hail observed with it. One bad thing about Nebraska's DOT cameras is that these are all still shots. So it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle to get visuals, but gonna do the best that I can. That's all I ever can do anyway. Oh, this is like Western Nebraska cams. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to see right here. Okay. Well, unfortunately, this is the best shot that I could give you guys right now. And it's a still. Ugh. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that above my head is a picture of the storm rolling in. I'll try and refresh this as needed to try to keep up with things. Probably be like something I have to do every 5 minutes. So that door's still open. I'll get to it in a moment. Hopefully the toilet stops talking in a little bit. Oh, we got a new tornado warning here. This one's over towards Mason City in Iowa for Cerro Gordo County. This is located over Clear Lake, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. This is going to be over Clear Lake, Mason City Municipal, and Clear Lake State Park by the top of the hour. You also have to watch out for Clear Lake State Park, Birchinall, McIntosh Woods State Park, and Ventura between I-35 and mile markers 184 and 197. Oh, it's a loan cell too. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's in a bad spot. Probably an update to that tornado warning. Yep. Still got a nice little inflow notch right there. And a decent little hook, but it's nothing incredible. There's still a good signature there. It's not the greatest velocity signature I've seen, but it's there. And that's what counts. This one's going to be a pain to figure out. And it's not necessarily a fast mover either, but I guess this signature was just enough. What radar are we on? KDMX. I wonder how high up we're looking into the storm. This area always tends to be a little bit of a problem. There are a couple chasers on it, so if anything's down, we'll probably end up getting ground truth. We're not going to find it from just radar data alone. Such a shame. Ugh. There's the music. Why is there an ad playing over this? I thought I had premium. Oh yeah, Patrick is over towards like western Nebraska, so I probably will put his feed up. Thinking about it, at least. Right. There. Music's up. Just the audio of this. Rama Alt. Hello. Let's refresh this camera and see what we got. Okay, not much has changed. Let me try this method then. Okay, well, I guess that's the best shot we're gonna get, unfortunately. I can't win them all. Alright, so anyone that's looking for context, by the way, this is a storm that I've been watching here from this picture, even though there's no video. This is off to the west of Norfolk over here. It's a severe thunderstorm warning. It has large hail at this point. It's radar indicated, but earlier it did have observed hail at about 2 inches. So this will be like lime-sized hail. Would do considerable damage to your vehicle. It's radar indicated right now at, not softball, dear God, golf ball sized hail, which will still leave some pretty notable dents in the car. So anyone happens to be out ahead of this, you definitely want to put this under, you definitely want to put your vehicle under a carport or in the garage if you have time. Storm's already on top of you, forget it. It's too late. No need to get clunked in the head by hail. And here's some of that vertically integrated liquid there, and also the hydrometer classification. Right up in there is where the hail is. Gotta remember how to... Red against red isn't easy to see. Probably isn't ideal, but you can probably see the circle there. Forgot I had this on red, or actually I thought I had it on blue. I guess there's a lot that's changed since the last update. And then with the next scan, that hail's gone away, so it's been kind of on a downtrend. But you can still see that there's a little bit of a hail core there. I'm going to watch for this area, particularly for any sort of discrete cells like this one that could pop up. If it can get its act together, there's a chance that these have an opportunity to produce a tornado or two. These storms further out to the east have actually prompted warnings. I'm waiting for things to kind of ramp up over here just a little bit. Because notice there's not even a watch over here. These are just kind of... They've just found their way to spin. And it's not just some little mistake or a fluke. I mean, they are spinning on radar. Today is not the kind of day where you would expect to see a robust signature, so it's not really an issue, you know. This signature was looking pretty good a couple scans ago, and now it's starting to kind of dissipate now. Oh, here we go. So an update came in. Definitely looks a lot darker out there. It's about time we got a camera update. But yeah, that looks pretty nasty. If the picture came out a little bit better, I'd be actually able to identify like different structures, different parts of the cloud structure here, but it's a little bit of a messier picture here. It's because it's raining over there. This area is not under a warning just yet where we have the camera. It's, like I said, it's just to the west of Norfolk here. But rain is starting to move in out ahead of it, and I think maybe the cool air is starting to undercut the storm. Because here's where Norfolk is right here, and the heavy rain, it should be right to the north of the camera. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a clearing here before the big stuff comes in. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see what the motion of the storm is doing here, what this storm motion is kind of looking like at this point. This area also has an enhanced risk for damaging winds. So if we see any parts of the storm kind of surging forward like this, we'll need to be on watch for that, because that could be the very beginning of that wind threat beginning to manifest. That's formed quite the hook on it. Kind of want to investigate that a little bit. What was that environment like over there? This is definitely overperforming compared to what I was seeing on models. Let's see if I can get some cameras over here towards Iowa, by the way. Iowa has a slightly better network, but as we all know, no guarantees to be had. It's always when I look away. Yep, we have a third tornado warning now. Come on, Siren. This is a new warning. Up, and I exit out of it when I want to actually click on the details. It's for west central Jackson and northeastern Jones County. This is in east central Iowa here. This is over towards Pictured Rocks Wildlife Area, moving east at 20 miles an hour. It's radar indicated. Locations that could be impacted will be Monticello, Canton, Camp Courageous, Gary Owen, Pictured Rocks Wildlife Area, Temple Hill, Monticello Municipal, and Scotch Grove. This also has the potential to produce flash flooding. Here's the signature right there. There's our rotation. And this is what it looks like on reflectivity. These aren't the most impressive looking storms, but they do have supercellular structure. Just looking at that little warning update here. It's a very messy supercell, but it has the structure. Of course, they end up having another warning issued as I'm trying to look at why this is happening. Trying to look at the environment over this area because this is way further to the east than I thought it would be. I would expect it more towards maybe like west central, maybe central Iowa at this point. This kind of initiation that we're seeing is a bit surprising to me. I cannot lie to you. And to help things along, I'm going to have the model data that I'm examining here up on the screen as well, so that way you see everything that I'm seeing. And I'll try to work this out as best as I can. I got so many overlays on here, it's not even funny anymore. There we go. This is a quick look at what we have going on here. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look at the regional view here so we can get a little bit up close and personal. There is some bulk shear at the low levels there, so explains the spin. Ah, here we go. There is a trough that's popped up here. Hey, what's up, Emmanuel? You know, the usual. Tracking storms and dealing with things. Life. Maybe I need to go to National View real quick first. One thing that I am interested in though right now is why we're getting tornadoes, tornado warnings that are popping up here further off towards the east. These have like supercell structure, interestingly enough. Look at this. Well, this one kind of lost a little bit of its hook. It still got the little bean at the bottom, but it was about a scan earlier. It looked like something. I wouldn't say it was down, but it had cool structure to it. That's for sure. Yeah, this is what it looked like about a scan or two earlier. Like, these flare up quick and then they kind of fizzle out. It's the same with this one. Earlier, it had a notable structure. Yeah, look at this. I already know that the moisture was good over here. There is a little bit of low-level shear, but I was trying to figure out where the forcing mechanism is. It's pretty clear that there's a trough over here, but I wonder, maybe I need to look at the upper level ones, because usually when you get decent shear, it's like the mid-level ones that have to be decently strong. Maybe there's something, I feel like there's something I'm overlooking. Yeah, if you look on the bottom left here and you look towards this region, I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys. Yeah, if you look over here, you can clearly see the trough. There's no denying that it's there. No point in really using the loop this time around. There's shortwave course right here. Low level jet. Little corridor right here, but it's really weak. I'm pretty sure that cape is the main reason. Let's look at surface base cape. Yep, that definitely should be the reason. 3,500 is more than enough. In fact, there's some areas that are probably sitting at about 4,000, so if you really think about it, it's not that surprising. I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the hodiograph, low level shear is piss poor. So it makes sense. But yeah, even with the warnings and, let me look at something. BRN shear, 4 to 6 meter. Storm mode. Okay, maybe this section is why. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But often overlook that part though. So I guess that's on me. I am still learning the game. Do we have 4? Where's the 4th at? 'Cause I don't see it. Hello? Where's the 4th at? 1. Okay, I'm hoping I'm not missing anything here, but 1, 2, 3. Maybe the storm exited the warned area, but even so, that means that they... Okay. Yeah, I don't know. They put the same polygon over something that doesn't look like it. What is this? I don't know. Alrighty then. Are they going to issue a watch here? Nope. 20% chance of watch issuance. I mean, I'm inclined to agree with that, but just kind of throws me off a little bit. It's kind of like off-putting. Just the low-level shear just isn't really there. But like I said, it's I guess with the amount of cape that we have, we were able to get enough instability to at least get some rotation. And even then, that's still not a guarantee that these storms will prompt tornadoes, will drop tornadoes. They could prompt warnings, but just because they prompt them doesn't mean they're always going to drop. Yeah, I have cameras over here towards the butte, by the way, but I cannot get a view. It's kind of a lot like the one that I have over here in Nebraska. They're all still shots. I mean, you have to figure the rural DOTs are not going to be putting in the same kind of effort to show what's going on the streets because it's just not as active. It's a waste of money, I guess. So, I mean, I can't really be mad at that. Even though it's an inconvenience to me, but the world doesn't revolve around me. Definitely not going to be able to see anything from there. The more rural it gets, the harder it is to see anything. So these are going to be merging into this line of showers and storms here, so this is actually going to help mitigate the threat further. And that's the big reason why they aren't going to issue a warning with this. Oh, let me take that off of there while I'm at it. Okay. Not the most robust couplet, but we'll probably see the warning be maintained. This is where I'm kind of more interested in that tornado threat, but nothing is really manifested from this area. Even the wind threat, which honestly has the best chance of occurring over here, hasn't really manifested yet either. In fact, if anything, the hail threat's kind of verified, if anything. We're getting an awful lot of action northwest of Chicago today. Well, actually, this is a little bit further off toward, well, even further off to the west towards like Milwaukee. I think I figured out what happened here with this one. I think originally they had put this as a tornado warning, but it didn't meet tornado warning criteria, and maybe they had just went with a severe thunderstorm warning with a possible attack instead. Because now the warning's gone, so it seems to be the only sensible conclusion, but we'll see. Okay, well, let's take a look at one other thing. So within the next hours, when the storm should start to consolidate into a line. Storms might be intermittent, though. The looks of it. I'll actually go ahead and show you what I'm looking at again, real quick. Okay, well, this is a pretty big line of storms, though, but the greatest threat for winds are actually going to be like right up in here. Let me zoom in here. That way you get the full scope of what I'm looking at, or at least a better look at it. Yeah, like zoom in almost 200%. Yeah, it's this line right here that we're dealing with, and it's this area that I would be most interested in at this point in time. But notice how it kind of loses steam as we go throughout the evening. This is going to present a flood threat that probably persists until the following day. And then I'm also worried about Chicago again, because look at this right here. This is going to be a little bit later this evening, so Chicago could be in trouble as we get later into the night. It's not really the threat of severe weather that would concern me with the area. It's really more the flash flooding. I think, if anything, overnight might have an odd chance of a damaging wind gust or two here, but I think the coverage is going to be rather minimal. I'll probably stay live for maybe another hour, maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to really like write home about, but it's interesting. Like, the storm structure isn't like the textbook supercell, obviously, but like the thing about it is where the warnings have been prompted compared to where I wouldn't say where they should have been, but where we would have expected this kind of activity to be. If anything, that's what's intriguing to me. And I guess in a way, how these storms haven't really manifested into much. Because the wind threat hasn't really gotten started yet with this. But this is about to exit the enhanced risk area. That's the other thing about it. Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing as we're just saying it differently. But yeah, I found that interesting, but just goes to show what these mesoscale events are capable of, you know? And that's probably why I haven't been able to make, and that's really why I haven't been able to make as many videos as I've liked on here. Because the thing is like, I wanted to do a tropical outlook today. I mean, it's not like much is happening, at least not right now. But, you know, when these enhanced risks pop up, I'm trying to stream where I can. So it's like a headache, because it's like, literally, I'll go through the trouble of making a video, only to realize, hey, I need to stream. And then this happens, but it's not like, it's not a super action-packed stream that everyone's gonna watch either, so it's just kind of like, dang it. But it puts you in a bad spot if you don't stream. So it's just like, how do you, like, what's the right move to make here? You know? Kind of sucks. Please don't bring that up. I actually did start to say some stuff today. Like, the seal is breaking. The seal is breaking on multiple fronts, and soon enough, if you see me crash out, don't say that I didn't give a warning. This is not going to be a playing field situation. I gave plenty of warning. But that crash out, if it happens, it's going to hit hard. Y'all are going to be like, is this really who we know on YouTube? It's like, y'all don't really know me. Y'all, I kind of got another side to me. Keep trying to tell you guys, but you don't want to listen. But hey, it is, it is what it is. But at the same time, though, if I do that, though, it doesn't really solve much. It'll probably make for good content. That's really about it. And that's really not what I want to be remembered for, is crashing out. I'm very capable of it. But, by means of the legacy that I want to leave behind, not exactly what I want. You know, it is what it is, though. I do know one thing, though. My area's been teased all day by showers and thunderstorms. We have not gotten a lick of rain. Everything is formed around us, but not over us. Oh, wow. I mean, some of these folks have been doing stuff to the point where it's just really easy to lose patience with them. I hate saying that, too, but it's just the honest truth. Sorry, guys, I had to take a look at my area. Because what I'll probably end up doing after the stream ends is I'm probably just going to go to the gym or something. Yeah, I definitely don't want to go full send on the crash out, because I'm telling you, a lot of you might look at me differently. I really don't like being him, but I will do it if the situation... Well, I won't say if the situation... Well, it's hard to say if the situation truly calls for it. Because there's different levels of crash out for me. There's one level you don't ever want to see, but if you see that, then that's when you know things are like really bad. And at that point, you don't see me talk, I'll put it that way. But yeah, the old me, like that version of me, I don't want him. I don't like him. I don't think anyone would. Anyway, enough talking about crashing out. Shoot, I'm trying to figure out what I should do once this warning expires, because really, well, I mean, it's still got an inflow notch, but velocity-wise, I think it's dying. Well, actually, no, there's still a little couplet there. It may hold itself together. I don't find it to be likely. I don't think it drops anything. More than likely it won't, but you know, we always have to keep our eyes open. There is a chance that we might stream again tomorrow, even though I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of that either. I mean, we've been missing a lot of action this year, so trying to catch up. But the weather's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. I'm seeing. All right, I need to go off social media. I'm seeing some of the stupidest stuff on here right now, and I'm about to start saying some things. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh, I just see that there was a tornado warning earlier in my neck of the woods over towards Savannah. It's pretty far from me, but still. I'm bummed I missed that. It's a heck of a storm. Feels like a long warning. Well, that storm's finally cleared out of Norfolk. They did end up being under a severe warning. Nothing observed, everything radar indicated. Well, I mean, this storm looks even sloppier than what it was supposed to look like on the models here. Oh, man. Yeah, I may end the stream soon. But watch, the moment that I do... Okay, this is still trying to do something. No, I'm not going to end the stream soon. Not with that. It's still trying to do something real sneaky over here. But it could easily end up dropping a little quickie. A little quick tornado and then just bail out. The fact that it still has an inflow notch is enough. If it's gonna do it though, it needs to do it soon, because once that notch closes, that's the end of it. But watch, by the time I do go offline, watch this thing try to do something. And what do you know? The new warning was issued for that scan that we had about a couple of minutes earlier. Quick tornado. Quickie tornado. It drops something real quick and then it lifts. You probably get about 30 seconds of action. Damn it, Emmanuel. The second I said that, I screwed up. I know. Alright? I get it. Leave me alone. Oh, hang on a minute. We got a little 70-mile-per-hour gust here. This is over towards the western half of the state. It's about time things got going here. And it is observed, too. Okay. So we're getting somewhere now. Here's where the gust is, right about here. And this is probably the storm chaser that has called in the gust here. This is Chelsea Dalman. Okay, it looks like it's finally fizzling out here at this point. Oop, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to look. Okay, let's see what the 70 mile per hour warnings are looking like still at this point. Do we have any more? Okay, we do. We have 2 of them. It's this one. It's just this one storm. Yeah, he's racing out ahead of that. Yeah, I think I'll probably still end up leaving about 8:15, 8:30ish. I don't know. We'll see. I should have a little bit of patience. There's a dust storm warning in effect too, so this could have a haboob associated with it. This is not the same storm though. This is over in West Kansas, by the way. It's very dry over towards this region right now, so the dust is very light and very easy to blow at this point. Alright, I think this warning is finally about to expire. It's been quite a journey we've gone through with said warning. Starting to get more 70 mile per hour tags though now. The first one we've gotten in Nebraska, we had... Wait, I think this is the one. I think this is the one we've been looking at in Nebraska. I get this mixed up so quickly when it comes to Norfolk and Minden. Let me see if there's a way I could get a camera over towards Minden. At least we'll hope to get a visual if nothing else. This is going to be heading right into the Hastings area, so we'll have a view most likely. Well, at least I would think so. It's really not that much over here in regards to the cameras. There's a view of the storm. You can see the shelf cloud over here. See the rain curtain as well. That's really about it. That's the best we can do, I guess. Might grab a quick bite to eat in the meantime, though. I'm gonna see what's out there real quick. I'm gonna see what's available in the fridge real quick and try to grab some food. I'm gonna be quick about it, so I will be right back because I haven't eaten in a while. I think it was like maybe 3 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock here right now, so yeah, I need to get some food. Alright. Alright, I'm back for now. Well, for the most part. This looks like it's starting to lose steam. This is still holding up. It's really this section down here that's really been the most intense. Between that and really this area have been like the most interesting. This Kansas warning has been upgraded, however. It's gotten 70-mile-per-hour winds, which have been observed by a storm spotter. Or no, it's been observed by the public. It's off of mile markers 47 here. But, or mile marker 47. Yes, you can see the gust front here pretty clearly. This is within that enhanced risk with the hatched area. Or not the enhanced risk, but this is within the slight risk, but it did have a hatch threat for wind. And there it is right there. Yeah, it's surprising. Not much really going on over here towards this area. This area kind of failed out, it looks like, in this case. I mean, the night is still young, and I think the potential still could exist for maybe a stronger gust or two, but probably would have done better maybe as a slight in this case. But like I said, with these mesoscale setups, you can never really tell. And that's what makes these so frustrating too, I think. I still think about 8:30 we're gonna actually head offline here. So probably just hang out for another 20 minutes. There is a slight risk with tomorrow, and there's some potential with it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream it. I might just do that tropical outlook first thing in the morning. Or maybe in the middle of the day. Getting all updates at once with these severe thunderstorm warnings. This warning's starting to downtrend now, so yeah, definitely will be the right time to head offline after this. As these storms continue to progress, they're gonna actually start to weaken a bit. Might see some periods of resurgence, but they're gonna be relatively minute. Because really the peak window is going to be just about an hour ago, really. If we remember looking at models, 23Z is about 7 o'clock Central Eastern time, and it's now 8 o'clock. So unless something changes here, we're going to start to lose some of that energy that we would need for these storms to fire, to continue to fire off. There'll be enough to feed them, but it won't. They're kind of going to peak already at this point, I would say. And then this storm mode is so messy as well. All this rain out ahead of it is definitely going to slow things down. This is what's going to use up most of that energy. Oh. Well, done eating now, by the way, so... Just a little quick snack, that's all that was. Some yogurt. Let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. See what we got with that. Well, there's a little something right there. It's got good lightning with it, so it's still going to pose quite a problem as it goes towards Kankakee. Oh, here you go. You can actually see the gust front here with this. Or you could earlier. Wait, no, this is current time. But yeah, I'm looking at the camera that you're seeing on the screen above my head. Got a whole week for that. Warnings are starting to pick up over here, but if we look on radar, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's the southern mode that's really starting to pull it together, if anything. Northern mode is kind of looking junky. But yeah, you can actually see it here. Gust fronts popping up here too. So we're going to get a brief little surge of damaging wind potential here. This might make it all the way over to Lincoln if it continues on its current track. Its forward speed is starting to pick up too, so that's another reassuring sign that damaging winds are occurring. Excuse me. Alright, guys, well, yeah, these are starting to downtrend just as quick as they start forming. You get a brief little boost here. That gust front isn't like completely surging out like you would see on radar. You aren't seeing that classic look, so it stays pretty close to the hip of these storms here. So storms are going to continue to fire, but that's ultimately what's going to be the undoing of this system. So I think with that, we're going to call it a night. We'll have something out tomorrow, whether it's another live stream or tropical outlook, we will see, because there's actually some stuff we do need to talk about in the medium to long range there. But until then, everyone take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I'm going to get me some real food, because that yogurt obviously is not going to be enough. I was just trying to make sure I finished the stream for you guys without passing out. But until then, everybody take care and have a wonderful night.